All right, guys, here we are down on the lanes with our speed dominant / rev diminished player, old guy Wayne Porter.
He's bull on the high friction house shot.
And he's angry.
He's
angry.
angry.
Because he left a 10-pin. Grrr. I think he was actually smiling there.
Yeah.
This is the new Hammer Anger.
Yeah.
This is something new in the line, but it's actually kind of the marriage of some really neat stuff.
Yeah.
So tell me about this ball.
It's got the modified Infamous core in it.
Now, the Infamous came out, and it kind of got missed at the end of the pandemic kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was good, though. We really liked it.
Yeah.
It was, it was a high RG ball that we could control.
Yeah.
That we don't see very often.
Yeah.
Well, they did something to that body, didn't they?
They kind of squished it and just changed the numbers enough.
They gave it a BBL.
Yeah.
They made it a little skinnier, and they gave it a big old bum.
Yeah.
And then they slapped a new, quote-unquote, new cover stock on it.
Yeah. It's got HK22 base.
Of course.
It's the CT Pearl Flip.
So it's the CT Reactive
Pearl
Flip.
Flip.
Yes,
yeah.
Now, the CT, that line, isn't that from the Vibes?
Yes, that's all. So they're taking the awesome Vibe cover and putting it on a really good core.
And put HK22 in it.
Yeah.
And they put Dot and Dynamic Core.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. They took all the goodies.
All of the goodies. Now, they did something kind of neat with this when they changed the shape of it. If you compare it to something like the Hammer Effect, all they did is they took that radial flip block off the bottom from the Huntsman core to make the Effect Huntsman core.
Yes.
So without that, or with that flip block on there, that really raises the RG.
Yeah.
That pushes it down lane.
Yeah.
They made it thinner.
Yeah.
That also pushed it to farther down lane.
Yeah.
This ball goes a long way.
It does.
But we're on oil.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be for light oil, or light or medium oil.
And like the burn and stuff like that. So
the
surface prep is 500, 1,000, 1,500 with compound.
So that's our standard HK22 surface.
Yeah.
Look at this thing. Wayne could move right with this.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
This is something that, if you think about it, higher RG doesn't react to the friction the same way. No. It's harder to get it to spin up.
Yeah.
Wayne being more speed dominant, he can now get out onto the friction.
Yeah.
And the ball isn't going to burn up on him.
No. Get it outside a little bit more around everything and just gunner like he used to.
Yeah. So for you senior players, for you players who like to play out on the friction, on the gutter, this is something that you could use, in theory, earlier.
Yeah.
Because you can tame that friction.
Yeah.
Now, just remember, though, that this ball will hook. We'll get to when it hooks a little bit later.
Yeah.
But for senior players, this seems like a surprising choice in a symmetrical.
Yeah. And, you just look at the core. We talked about this in another ball that didn't look asymmetric, but it is. And this one's the same thing to me. You look at it, I'm like, there's a block up here, there's a block here, it's got arms everywhere, and I'm like, this should be an asymmetric.
You know what? If I didn't know that this was a hammer ball, I'd swear it was a radical ball.
Yeah.
Because those spires that you see around the middle of it remind me of, like, the Fix and the Quick Fix.
Yeah.
And, like, the Trailblazer.
Yes, yeah.
Those nubs that when you drill into them, they really affect the numbers. They can blow up diffs or blow up RGs.
Yeah.
This is a curious ball.
Yeah.
So here we got Wayne. I think he's gonna throw one more here because we've been moving him.
Yeah.
Like not a lot. We're about 5 boards from where he started. A little bit of surface.
Yeah. That's the other thing is you can get a little surface on. Take the compound off like we talk about 2,000 or just the 1,500.
Oh, I think we get one more after this.
Or even
It's a nice thing about this is we try to do this as blind as possible. I put the videos together, but when we don't have to really cut them up, it makes it kind of easy for me.
Yeah.
And I forget what we're looking at here. Once again, I think because of his rev challengedness, rev deficiency, I think he's going to need some friction, or he's not going to be able to get it as wide. And that's fair. That's the higher RG. We talked about if it's in oil, if it's hard to get it to really spin up in the dry, it's going to get pretty long in the oil.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we are left-handed. So if I were going to be looking at this ball for Wayne, this is definitely going to be later. Yeah. This is going to be like Game 5, Game 6 in a tournament. This is going to be on high-friction house shots, stuff like that. That seems right.
Yeah.
Now, here we are with our bonus. We use this ball in all of our reviews, or a ball similar to it, because every company has something with similar core dynamics.
Whee!
You can see there, it is a very smooth ball for our speed-dominant player. We would prefer to have something that was more asymmetrical for him, but you can't have everything for everybody all the time.
No, exactly, yeah.
Now let's compare it to the anger here.
That was pretty close.
Now I saw some more distance out of it, probably an extra 2 feet. We'll watch it here in the Wayne
Porter speed.
Yeah.
And I mean that's the other thing is like this is a pearl compared to the bonus being a little bit more solid.
It started inside. It's a little snappier.
Yeah.
And it got down just a tiny bit farther.
Yeah.
Interesting. Definitely not benchmarky, but you know what? On high friction house shot.
Yeah.
Or in a tournament. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's watch it from the low level.
And I mean, like it's so close, and he got a strike, but he might be able to play this ball
a little longer,
and a little bit later and longer. Yeah.
Yeah, because if it's not going to overreact to the friction, that means he can stay in a spot longer.
Yeah.
You can see it is definitely more responsive.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about being able to stay in a spot longer, as we see it here in the slow-mo.
Yeah.
This ball is for a medium to light oil, or for the burn.
Yeah.
Now, we've had a few balls come through lately that have higher RG, but have a lot of hook to them. Say like the Ivory Rhino.
Oh, yeah.
That ball has a ton of motion. Here you are, going to throw the anger. This ball is different from that one.
Yeah.
Even though numbers-wise, they're pretty similar.
You can see, wow, I got that really wide, and it just picked up.
Yes. Now, Hammer wanted this to be their most skid flip ball ever.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to see that much in the speed dominant player.
No.
But that thing came off the friction like a bat out of hell.
Really, really hard, yeah.
But it didn't go like 7-pin.
No.
When we threw the Ivory, that thing, it hooked early.
Yeah.
Even though it's a higher RG ball, because that cover stock was just
so strong.
So strong. Now, we're going to move you just a couple of boards here just to get you lined up.
See, that never left the oil. It's still hooked.
That was still, that finished to the left of the 5-pin, so 5-pin, 8-pin. What do you think of this ball?
It's interesting.
It's different.
Yeah. It's so strong off the spot. Like, just being able to keep it in that much oil and then have it pop off. That's a lot of fresh oil.
That's a lot of fresh oil.
And for something that's not supposed to be. Oh.
Now, when you're in the burn, a lot of people think, I'm in the burn, I can just go back to where I was playing. Often when you're in the burn, you're forced hugely left.
Yeah.
Because you're desperately trying to find oil.
Yeah.
To get the ball down lane farther.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, look at you there.
That was a good ball. Come on.
Oof.
Yeah.
When we raise RG like this, it gets some natural length. It's harder for it to spin up when it hits friction.
Yeah.
So that when you are forced left like that and playing it laterally so much, it's not going to see friction before the arrows and hockey stick on you.
Yeah.
It's actually going to get down lane, which is what we're seeing from you.
Yeah, and with the HK, too, that's just so clean to the front on any ball.
Yep.
It's just helping it get further down the lane. It's like...
Now, speaking of further down the lane and shape a little bit, because we've talked a lot more about shape with you.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
You can see it pick up. You could see where that hooked.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Now, if you compare the anger here, if you look at the hammer, their 3-point thing with their cover and finish and core.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the hammer, the cover on this is 7.5.
Yeah.
The finish is 7.75, and the core is 6.5. So 21.75 is a pretty weak ball.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem weak.
No.
Compared to the hammer effect that has a cover of 10.25, a finish of 9. Oh, good Lord, look at that.
Yeah.
9.25, and a core of 7. The cores are almost
the same,
identical strength.
Strength, yeah.
But we're seeing much different numbers.
Yeah.
Like 247, 036, 012 in the effect.
Yeah.
Compared to the anger, but the core strengths are similar.
Similar, yeah.
They're just creating different shapes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is this is just getting so far down. And this goes back to people trying to remember to think front to back.
Yep.
Over side to side.
Oh, look at it.
Oh! Weaker balls look like they move more boards laterally down at the end of the pattern.
That's right.
Because stronger balls start hooking earlier.
Yes.
And get a smoother, rounder shape. So if you throw a really strong ball on some drier patterns, they actually will roll out and don't look like they're hooking at all. Right?
Often, even on oil, when you throw a really strong ball, and it just it looks like it doesn't hook a lot.
Yeah.
That's because it started hooking with its surface and with a strong core, maybe at the arrows, and it doesn't have the energy to have that big lateral motion.
Where weaker balls are designed to get through that part and then do this.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that's the thing to remember when you're looking for a new ball and something like that. Just be aware that
match it up to a use.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a benchmark ball, this is not a benchmark ball. If you need something that you can later on in the block be able to get down lane and hook, that even continued really hard too. A lot of times when you get a skid snap reaction, you'll see it'll hit and kind of bounce off.
Yeah. Because it takes so much of it to flip that over, and it's kind of going, right?
And you're flirting with danger. You're trying to get the ball to go down as far as you can and still hit the pocket with the proper angle.
Yeah.
Here you are with the bonus and the anger. I can't see these being close.
No.
Not as close, at least, as we had with Wayne. Yeah. You can see
you caught up to it.
But you got the extra 3 feet out of it.
Yeah.
And so much more hook.
Yeah. It traveled such a longer distance.
Yep.
You just watch it in slow mode. You can just see where I put them down, how different it is to.
Yeah, your feet are close, but your launch angles are different.
Yeah.
And you can see they get there in a much different way. That's those core shapes.
Yeah.
If it's I think it would be very interesting for people while they're bowling to take a moment and look at their flare on their ball and see how not only how far apart each flare ring is, but how far apart they are at different points. Because you'll see on some balls, they'll be very tight at the beginning and very wide at the end.
Yeah.
Or very wide at the beginning, very tight at the end. That changes the way your ball sees the lane.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Like both balls are striking. Both balls are, like we've said, pretty close.
Yeah.
But they're getting down lane and through the pin so much differently.
Yeah, such a different reaction.
Here we are in Wayne speed. I didn't know you could go this slow. It actually looked like it spun up pretty hard, too.
Yeah.
You can see it. With the colors on this, you can really see when it starts to move.
When it makes its move, yeah. There was one earlier, you could see it on the lane just start changing direction.
Now, here I am with it, and I had no illusions after watching you guys that this ball was long.
Yeah. Wow, that came off so hard.
I wasn't expecting it to be that strong.
Yeah.
I went with a fairly long layout. I tried to push the motion down lane.
Yeah.
I wanted to try to get my strongest flare down lane, most energy.
Yeah.
There's ball hooks. It's for the burn, though.
It does that.
It's designed for the burn, and you know what? It's going to force me left.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah.
It means that I'm going to need some oil. I know I've got friction out there.
Yeah.
let's start moving.
And that's the thing is, too,
Do-do-do.
you got to remember when we talk about the burn, that's when the oil is either missing from the front part of the lane or the middle of the lane.
Do you think
right?
it stops on chamois? or do I get a 3-ball arsenal out of that?
Whee!
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah. So, like, it's going to, like, if you start throwing it on the friction when it starts coming towards you, it's going to hook a little bit sooner and not be so...
Yep, so
right?
boomerangy.
Yeah.
But this allows me to get as deep as I want, giggity, and throw it to a very defined friction point down lane. I know that it's, no matter what I do, I can't miss it down lane.
Yeah.
And look, I've already moved again. Oh! I got there.
Yeah.
I think that was a little bit too far down?
A little too far. That was a lot of distance. That was, you covered so many boards. Like
I tried. I'm still working on my hand positions as a two-hander because it's very difficult going from your one-handed hand positions to two-handed ones because they don't always translate.
No.
Hard to break your wrist.
Yeah.
So I tried to get around about 90 degrees on that one. I think I succeeded.
Yes, I would say so.
The ball looked like it went 90 degrees.
Yeah. Like you got that out wide and it still made it back to the pocket, like if high, if not anything.
I almost want to go back and watch to see where it continued through.
Yeah.
But you can see I moved off that.
It's still so high.
It's still coming off the spot, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
Your burn ball, you want to make sure that it sees that friction because you're getting into the heaviest oil.
Yeah.
On a house shot, maybe you're seeing, I don't want to put a unit on it. Maybe of the 21 units on here, maybe you're seeing 10 of them through the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you're seeing 12 of them through the middle on a house shot.
Yeah.
On a tournament pattern, you're seeing way more than that.
More, yeah.
So you need to make sure that the ball sees the friction down lane. I don't know. Yep, I moved again. Look at this.
Whoa.
Oh, messenger.
Oh. Oh, my goodness. That was like the one board.
Yep. That went all the way to Australia and came back with a Yahoo Serious.
Yeah. I was going to say, you got to do that one super slow-mo so we can count how many boards it crossed and then cross back and times that by the distance and see how far it traveled.
See how many extra feet it went?
Yeah. Because that was way over 60 feet.
Oh, yeah. I think I added, at least the 40 inches of the lane I added to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to move again. I struck from there. Maybe I can keep this one a little bit more in play.
Why would you do that, though?
Because people are going to complain, two-hander hook in the whole lane.
That was much better, though. So you got closer in so the angle wasn't so steep, and it was right in the pocket.
I could keep a little bit more oil,
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. But we got to keep going.
Well, yeah. Now you're striking.
Now I'm striking, and that doesn't happen very often, so I got to make sure that I get all the way through here. Poor Nick's losing it off screen. He's just like, I can't strike. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Here we go.
All right, here we go. I'm going to move one more move here. Come on, come back on the screen. Do I ever come back on the screen?
I'm trying to see where you're going to put it down. Oh, my God. You lofted it over the gutter.
Yep. I'm sliding in the gutter, which means,
going
back to my notes, I lined my feet up at 55.
Yeah.
And walked towards the gutter. Test done.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think it landed on the second dot from the left. And then crossed all those boards. So
you can see I didn't even choose the super duper ridiculous one.
Yeah.
That never shows anything. I took the one in the middle. Here we are with my Rattler. As we've said, we always use a ball with the same kind of core dynamic. So you've got apples to apples.
Yeah.
You can compare it to something that you've got. And you can see I do have a little bit more motion than you guys do on a benchmark. I have more side rotation.
Yeah.
Duh.
You're two-handed.
Yeah.
It's just more.
I'm cheating. So self-deprecating for a two-handed. Look at this, though. Yeah. Like, those aren't even the same shape.
No.
Not even close.
It's hard to compare that. Like, it's different.
That is the skid snap that they were talking about.
Yeah.
Watch my feet when I come back on here. It's going to be compared, I think, about 10 difference. Let's see. Oh, where are those ugly feet? But sweet shoes, ugly feet. Look at that. So
Yeah.
I am 5'10" apart, extra 3 feet.
And I think you put the ball down about a foot sooner with the Rattler.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, we're gonna see from the bottom here.
Yeah. You can see.
Because I think
where they hit.
I get the Rattler down pretty soon on the
Yeah.
lane.
Compared to. Yeah. That's that's just before the dots, which are hard to see at this angle, but just before that. But I'm pretty sure you hit the dots or are past the dots.
Yep, and here we are with the anchor. Let's see how far out it makes it.
Yeah.
And, come on. There we go. Holy moly. Yeah, you're right. I'm getting to the dots there. I'm getting an extra foot out there.
Yeah. Easy, yeah.
Good heavens. All right, here we go. Here's the Wayne speed. We should just have, like, Wayne speed cam in the corner there. All right. Yeah, you can see it crosses so much more.
Yeah.
And it was still continuous.
Yeah.
I don't know why they call this ball anger.
Yeah.
This ball makes me happy.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me angry.
It would make everybody else angry that doesn't have it.
That makes sense. So what you're telling people is if you don't want to be angry, go buy it?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a show. So until next time, guys, we'll see you LaneSide.